this morning. Hey, welcome. Who's that? I can't see who you are, so around. Okay, good morning. Who's that saying good morning to me? This is PJ Cannon. Thank you very much for the hearts. I'm here. I'm sitting in the airport in Seattle, and I just want to touch base and say hi. And I've also thinking a little bit about forgiveness because a dear friend of mine just discovered some unsettling news, and it's in a relationship. She found out the dreaded news that I'm sure she was suspecting all along, that her mate was having an affair. So as women, we know that, don't we? We sense it, we know it. So of course her heart is broken, and because she sensed it all along, of course she had some thoughts about an exit strategy. So I just wanted to kind of send a little message and talk about forgiveness even in a situation like that, and talk about how we can express our grief, express our anger, and still be in the present, because above all things we want to be happy. So how do we go through our challenges, which life is going to present us, and still come out on the end of bliss? So if you can hear me and you're with me, why don't you send me some hearts, check in, let me know who's here, and if this is a topic of interest. Anybody here has been through some painful breakups and trying to figure out, well, how do I get over it? What's my grieving process? What's my process of anger? And how do I come back on the opposite end, feeling whole and ready for bliss? So I see somebody's with me. Throw me a heart. Come on, you listening? Heart, heart, heart me, heart me, heart me. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's an affirmation that I'm talking, that you hear me, and that I should keep on. As you know, I am a spiritual guidance coach and a bliss catalyst, which means that I provide you the practical tools and applications to apply to your life so you can experience bliss. So the question becomes, how in the heck can I experience bliss when I just found out my man has an affair and has been lying to me? Wow. Well, the first thing I say, breathe. You've got to, and the reason I say breathe is because when you breathe, you're coming into the present. So even in the midst of your anger, your disappointment, your frustration, just take a deep breath that allows you to be in the present, explore your feelings, and you get to tune in to who you are, your absolute truth. I'm loving these hearts. Thank you very much. So even now, if you're with me, just experience a deep breath. The angels remind us to breathe often, because we breathe on a daily basis, but all the time on a daily basis we're breathing to live. But how often do you take a deep breath just to tap in? That's where your power is, tapping in, feeling your connection. Thank you again for the hearts. So first off, we're going to breathe. Secondly, we're going to acknowledge our right to be pissed off, angry, and hurt, all of the above. We're going to allow ourselves to feel sorry for ourselves because we're feeling violated. We're going to allow ourselves to be pissed off, mad, and angry at the person who we feel has violated or betrayed us. And we are just going to acknowledge that we have that right. Okay, so acknowledge you have the right, because as we look at our thoughts create, sometimes we have a tendency, I know I have had a tendency to say, okay, I don't have a right to be mad because, my thoughts create, and if I'm being angry, then I'm just going to create more anger. We got to process this stuff. So process your anger and acknowledge your anger and your right to be angry, and your right to be pissed off, your right to feel violated, and even for me, I like every now and again my right to feel sorry for myself, because that helps me to let the tears flow, which is number 3. Let those tears flow. Tears are healing. Tears are absolutely healing. And they're sexy too. Because one of the things that is women, we cry more than men. And that's because of our divine softness, our divine femininity. Our waters are healing, they're flowing. So allow them to flow and cry your heart out. Cry your heart out, bang on some walls, bang on the floor, and just feel sorry for yourself, be angry at them, and let the tears flow because you're processing. Number 4, be an observer. So I've got breathe, acknowledge your right to be angry, and let the tears flow. And number 4 is be an observer to all of this. And that could be number 1. What do I mean by being an observer to this? Acknowledge that I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm crying, and I'm feeling sorry for myself, and I'm feeling violated, and right now I want to kill someone. But the truth about who I am, and that's where the breath is important. The truth of who I am remains constant. And your absolute truth is that you are divine, you are perfect, you're complete, you're whole, no matter what the illusion says, no matter what the outside looks like, that truth remains. You got that? Okay, so we're going to breathe. We're going to, hey, good morning, Burma Bloom. Is that right? Well, Bloom. I'm talking about forgiving somebody in a relationship who you discovered has cheated on you and how we process it. Even, hey, good morning. If you put a dash after your name, I can give you a shout out because I can see it easier. So good morning and thank you for the shout out. So as we're breathing again, that just brings in the awareness. Hey, Ashley, good morning. Thank you for joining me. So we said breathe, acknowledge your anger, your right to be angry, let your tears flow, and be an observer, which means in your breath you're recognizing, I'm good, I'm perfect, I'm okay, but right now I'll choose to be angry. And that's number 5. As you're acknowledging where you are, recognize that it's a choice. Like sometimes we want to be pissed off, and we may say, I need to be pissed off. And I'll do a whole nother blog on why I don't use the word need, should, gotta, those kind of words. But we choose to be pissed off because, again, we're processing. So as an observer, you choose, and look, I'm going to be pissed off, I'm going to cry, I'm going to feel angry. As a matter of fact, right now, I feel like I want to kill somebody. But of course, I won't do it. We're just choosing our feelings, and we're allowing them to come through. And what happens is number 6, you put a time limit on it. See, as an observer, as you're processing it, you're making a choice. I'm not going to stay in this space, but this is where I need to be right now. So, give yourself a day, give yourself unlimited time with the full recognition that I'm coming out of it, and it may be 5 minutes that you only need. But whatever you need, just allowing yourself to be in that space. And then number 6, which I think I'm up to number 7 maybe, which may be the most difficult part, is allow the person who hurt you. When I say allow, I'm going to also say give them permission or acknowledge their right to be an F-up, to be a jerk, to be who they are, because that's their journey. And that's who they're choosing to be, and you're choosing, at this point maybe, not to be a part of it. But what you're doing is, as you recognize and allow their right to be the jerk, the F-up, who they are, then you're saying, I got a right to be who I am. Meaning you got a right to be angry. You have a right to feel what you feel. And as you're giving them permission, you can say, you can be all of that, and I'm going to be away. Thank you for the heart. I hope that resonates, because if you haven't heard this, see, I'm all about finding your bliss. I'm all about living a blissful life. And one of the things no one has told us, that when we give people permission to be the jerks that they are, we give ourselves permission to be jerks when we need to be jerks, when we slip up and we're jerks. Because you have been, quote unquote, a jerk at some point to somebody. It may have gotten out of it and over it, but it's freeing. So they can be who they are, and you can choose not to be in it. And giving them permission means That's fine. That's your role in life to play. I'm not out here to change you. The only person in this world I really, really need to work on is me, because I'm out to experience bliss. And if I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to change you, then I'm fighting a losing battle, because that doesn't feel good. But when I breathe and I recognize who I am and I'm setting out to acknowledge my wholeness, then that feels good and it gives me room to improve. So if you've never heard that concept before, it might sound a little strange, but practice, practice, practice giving people permission. You run across a rude clerk, in your heart, in your mind, say, you know what? I don't even know their story. I don't know what is making them such a jerk, because I know I'm whole, complete, and I'm a wonderful beacon of light. So whatever they're going through, that's on them. I'm going to still be my light. Breathe that in, because you know what? When we hear that, oftentimes there's a fear that, well, I'm not going to be a stepping, I'm not going to allow anybody to walk over me, and I'm not going to be a stepping stone. You're not doing that. You are freeing them to be who they are, and you are standing regally in your grace and your beauty. Notice Jesus didn't fight with anybody to try and change who they were. He knew who he is. He knows who he is. He knew who he was. You know, I speak him in the presence, because I know he lives inside of me. But he walked in his light, not out to change someone else. So as you walk in your light, your perception of them changes. You're giving them permission. And believe me, here's what happens. You start attracting the right and beautiful people. So you're releasing them with allowance, allowing them to be a jerk, be who they are. You release them, you let them go. You freed yourself because you're breathing in your space. You process your anger, you shed your tears. You acknowledge the time you need to heal, and now you've forgiven, you release them, because giving them permission is really releasing them and forgiving them, and you have empowered yourself. And get this, you are now no longer anybody's victim, because you're free. Give me a heart if you heard that. Give me a heart, give me a couple, because that's a heart attack. You are no longer a victim. You're free. You're not tied in. You've given them permission. You can be a jerk. I'm no longer your victim. I'm free to go where I want to be. That's your journey. That's where you are. Adios. I wish you the best. And even if you choose to stay in it, don't be about changing them. Be about your perception and your acknowledgement of who you are. So that's my bliss tip. It's a long one. But remember, my ultimate goal, my primary goal, is to help you tap into your divine power so that you can have the mindset techniques to create a bliss-filled life, so that you can experience a magical, bliss-filled life as you're riding on the wings of Source. And we're taking this journey together, because we have all, even me, as a bliss catalyst, a bliss coach, spiritual guidance coach, master of spiritual mind treatments, I have my experience as well. And these are the processes I go through. And as an observer, I'm always able to come through on the other end, full recognition of who I am. And that's what I want you to do. Recognize who you are, tapping into your love and your power. So stay tuned, because when I get back, we're going to do some more angel card readings. I'm going to do some free angel therapy readings on Thursdays. And every morning I'll do my best to give you a message from the angels and do a spiritual mind treatment so that you can have a blissful day. So I'm going to log off, but look, if you're still with me, throw me some hearts, give me a shout out, say, I'm not a victim, I'm not a victim, I'm not a victim, I am fully empowered. Yeah, purple hearts ready to embrace my bliss-filled life. You got this? All right. Peace and joy, love and light, and may you have more bliss in life. Bye-bye. I'm not a victim. I am empowered. I'm ready to live a bliss-filled life. I forgive everything and everybody, because I am not a victim. You got that. You got it. Thank you for the shout out, and much love and blessings. Peace and joy, love and light, and may you have more bliss in life. Don't forget, follow me. I think you swipe right or whatever. Follow me. Invite your friends to follow me. I'm looking for a whole lot of followers, because as I teach you guys, you're spreading this light, and you're changing your life, and you're changing the world to really embrace the truth of who we all are. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Bye-bye.